Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Looking at the covert narcissist parent. The parent who usually is fairly well-to-do, is a provider of sorts, however has kind of a aloof presence. A lot goes unspoken with them, so there's generally a lot of values and discussions and their know-how that lurks beneath the surface. So usually the family members treat this person with respect, with reverence, trying to walk around them with eggshells, basically feeling they don't want to upset this person, and they have to be utterly compliant with them because they wield the stick, they wield the shepherd's hook in the family, and they're the leader, and they want it to be clearly known that they are in fact the leader, the head honcho, the provider, the main authority in the family. And oftentimes these parents, rather than bringing out qualities of their children in a open, warm, friendly, safe environment, they tend to rule with an iron fist. And what do I mean by that? They can be somewhat nondescript in terms of not really educating their children and how to go about life. They rule, but they definitely send out the message that they are the ones ruling the household, and they're the one to go to for matters if you want things like support, money, discussion, things of that nature. However, the covert narcissist tends to use the concept of what is called leverage over their children, meaning an undue amount of pain associated with that is a motivational. Woo! Wow, I just had a butterfly land on my shoulder. The covert narcissist parent will use, sorry, that just scared me. They'll use, like a leverage of pain, negative pain and guilt and fear and insecurity to have power over their children. So this is generally a feeling, something that the child can never get away from. They feel like no matter what good the parent gives, whether it's advice, whether it's guidance kind of coming from the top down, whether it's money coming from, I'm the parent, of course I run the household, I'm the breadwinner, I bring home the bacon, so to speak. They never let you forget that, and you're never really able, or you're never really entitled to be of equal stature and basically live autonomously within that family dynamic. It's a very sort of stressful, painful situation to be in, because that parent wanting to rule with that silent iron fist will never really kind of bring out of you your talents. And the root word of education is educare, coming from educe, which means to bring out. So the whole idea to raise your children is to raise them, and to raise them up, meaning to pull out their talents. And in fact, the covert narcissist parent will constantly lead or raise their kids with an impending sense of doom, guilt, pain, so that they motivate them through pain, through fear, I had a viewer describe this as kind of like strings attached. In other words, not given freely, not given in love, not sowed in confidence, not sowed in trust, but really kind of given out of obligation, versus, I'm behind you and this is my support of you and we've discussed this together and the air is open and the air is clean. The covert narcissist parent wants to keep a position of control with their family, essentially through, keeping the air very heavy, keeping the air very tense. So, in other words, there's not a lot of discussion and understanding and kind of like lessons learned going on in that environment. They try to keep a real air of dominion that they retain through kind of shutting everything off and kind of keeping a closed valve on the way things run. When really a parent should educate and really strive to make that child autonomous, meaning they should be able to be self-governed. They should know how to manage money. They should know what their good qualities are. They should learn some lessons along the way. The parents are there to guide them. The parents are there to be, one of their, guiding voices, guiding forces, keeping them out of trouble, keeping them out of pain, keeping them out of obligation, keeping them out of fear. The U.S. Constitution is, pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. It's not life, liberty, and guilt. You're supposed to pursue your dreams. You're supposed to pursue that which you aspire to, and educate yourself along those lines so you can attain those. However, the covert narcissist is very underhanded in that they want to have always the motivation coming from that parent retaining control, so the child doesn't eventually grow to outshine their parent or actually to be autonomous. Because for them, that would mean, well, that child is now capable of being on their own. They're now capable of earning money. They're capable of running a business. They're capable of holding down a job. Yet I don't want that to come to materialize, because then you're not around here for me to manipulate, control, belittle, put down. So it's like a very strange cycle of dependency that is created in these families, which really, the whole goal of having your children is so that they can grow up and live happy, healthy adult lives, versus trying to keep them laden with fear and what this viewer has mentioned as leveraged with fear. So leverage is really should be within oneself. The ability to motivate oneself. In other words, I'm going to get myself going. I don't need anyone, a parent trying to put me down. My power is coming from within. And I discussed this in one of my very first videos, is that locus of control. That locus of control should be within you. So within you, meaning I control my emotions and I control my goals, and I, have my vision of what I want, and I go after those things. And I do this freely and confidently, and I do this in an empowered manner, versus I'm doing this because if not, my parents, I don't please my parents. So you have to be true to yourself. You have to be yourself. Oftentimes the parents do not want to see their children for who they are. They want them to be doctors when they should be lawyers. They want them to be lawyers when they should be an artist. They want them to be an artist when they should be a doctor. They always have different ideas for them, and it's a very backward style of parenting, but that is what the covert narcissist engages in. So to get some relief from that situation, always draw the locus of control back to you. It's got to come from within you. That motivation, that desire to succeed should come from within you, and keep as many means as possible under your own autonomous, independent control. Do not rely on them for really anything, although it seems natural. You would like to maintain a relationship with your parents, but you're going to have to get some distance between you and them in order to really spread your wings. Otherwise, they're going to continue to use their means, and you really don't want to talk back to them, because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to gain you any ground. They're not going to say, you're right, I shouldn't give with strings attached, and if there are strings attached, it should be clearly laid out from the beginning. In other words, if I'm guiding you, let me know how you're doing, and it should be done in a positive manner. If they're providing you money, okay, are we going to pay it back or are we not? Is it a gift? I mean, what is this? What do we both feel comfortable with? And just make sure that, you are protected against an image, a covert narcissist negative image of their family members. Oftentimes the covert narcissist will gather a lot of energy by being negative, condescending, subordinating of their family members. So be very protected against that. Just let it realize, identify it is for what it is. This is a covert narcissist tactic. they will do this to everybody. I'm not going to let that affect me. I'm going to go on and be immune to it. And I know what I'm capable of, and little by little I'm accomplishing my goals. And, you know, as much as possible, try to keep, you know, at least in the beginning, some of the attainment of your goals to yourself. You know, don't clue them in on every single thing that you're doing, because the more you do that, the more they're going to kind of pry into your business, and you want to be able to keep your business independent and autonomous as possible. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.